Chapter 27, The Roman on the Mountain. As a rule, the Roman gods are forbidden from Mount Olympus, unless specifically invited. However, Bacchus feels his reasons override the long-standing sense of etiquette. Plus, having Kyrene, a Greek forest nymph by his side, presents at least a semblance of an offer to visit. Olympus is the tallest mountain in all of Greece. Its summit is far above the clouds. The throne room is immaculate. White on white is the decor. Tall pillars separate the marble floor from the ceiling. The only gods in the room are Poseidon and Hera. Poseidon sits on Zeus's throne so he may be beside Hera. The two are engaging in civil, yet somewhat heated conversation. They do not notice Bacchus and Kyrene until Bacchus speaks. "I beg your majesty's pardons," Bacchus begins. Poseidon rises from Zeus's throne.
"What business do you have here, Roman?"
"I was going to ask a favor from you," Bacchus says nervously. "I brought some jugs of my finest vintage as a gift." Poseidon laughs at the proposal.
"Surely you do not think your Roman wine will win you favor from me?"
Kyrene is practically hiding behind Bacchus. She does not fear Poseidon, she fears Hera. But Hera has spotted her. "Why are you here, little nymph? Have you been consorting with my husband, and would like to beg forgiveness?" "No, your majesty, I would never do that." "Well, what then?" Hera presses. "What possible reason would you have to bring a Roman into my domain?" Kyrene is too intimidated to answer, but Bacchus is not. "It concerns Apollo," he says. "We have been searching for him, but cannot find him. I was hoping that maybe you could be of aid." Hera's eyes flash. "Why would we help you?" Bacchus wasn't expecting such an uphill battle. "We are worried, as I'm sure you are as well, that he is in danger. We would like to visit the realm he is in, and try to bring him back." "And how is that possible?" Hera asks. "It is rumored that, in Zeus's absence, you and Poseidon control the portal. Please grant us the opportunity to support his return." Poseidon smirks.
"What makes you think that you could be of any assistance? Neither of you are what I should call powerful gods. Bacchus, you drink yourself into oblivion. And as for you, nymph, my guess is you do your best work on your back." "Apollo is our friend," Bacchus says. "We feel that he would do anything for us, so we owe him to try to help him now. We may not be powerful gods like you and Hera, but we have to make an attempt." "I sincerely doubt that Apollo would lift a finger to benefit anyone other than Apollo," Hera says. Poseidon looks to Hera. "Give us a minute,"
he says. Bacchus and Kyrene back away from earshot, so that Hera and Poseidon can whisper amongst themselves. From where Bacchus and Kyrene stand, it appears to be getting quite animated. Poseidon seems to be arguing on their behalf, while Hera rolls her eyes. Finally, she shakes her head.
"Come hither, minor gods,"
Poseidon says. Bacchus and Kyrene slowly approach the Olympians.
"I have decided to grant you this favor,"
Poseidon says.
"Your condition is that I will pull you back any time I desire."
Kyrene is ecstatic. "You'll send us to Apollo?"
"Not exactly. I'll send you to where I believe Apollo is. You must find him yourselves."
"Thank you, Poseidon and Hera. You are truly gods among gods," Bacchus says. "Leave the wine. I am certain that Dionysus will find it amusing," Hera says.
"Yes,
by all means," Poseidon chimes.
"Place it on his throne. I will rather enjoy his facial expression."
There is no battle on the ethereal plane today. Things are quiet. Too quiet for Athena's taste. Where were the frost giants? The demigods? The warlike demigods? Pan is by her side. "I'm assuming it isn't usually like this." Athena is too perplexed to answer. She walks swiftly to Tyr.
"I don't like this."
"Me neither. If there's one thing the darkness can be counted on, it's showing up for battle. They're so close to the Sphere Eternus, they can probably taste it. There's no rational reason they wouldn't be here." Tyr considers this.
"There is, actually. Set's army was defeated. However, they will soon be regaining strength. Anubis will lead them. There will be more of them. Anger after their loss. They will be out for blood. Yes."
But Horus will return as well. His forces will have a renewed sense of power. Believe me, there's nothing more exhilarating than winning an extended war, Athena responds.
Your Trojan War did drag on for several years, did it not?
10 long ones. I can only imagine the war between Horus and Set, Athena replies. Tyr turns deadly serious.
What do you really think of Horus? Is he going to take the reins and save the day? Are we to follow his orders?
Athena has wondered about this herself. We are losing this war, but not for lack of leadership. It's being utterly overwhelmed by numbers. It's like fighting a hydra. Cut off one head, 2 more grow back. Tyr agrees.
It is hard fighting a war where your enemies are immortal. Kill them, and they are back a week later. I'm just glad the same applies to us.
Pan walks over and disturbs the 2 generals. My satyrs are bored. They seek conflict. Tyr doesn't know Pan and is angry with his interruption.
Sometimes things don't go as planned, but you should be thankful. I doubt your herd will fare very well.
Pan is taken aback. My herd? We know more battle tactics than you can fathom. Athena comes to Pan's defense. Listen, both of you. Pan may not have experience on the ethereal plane, but I've seen him fight in the woodlands. There, he's without compare. Tyr is unimpressed.
Look around, Athena. Do you see any trees here?
Pan is close to losing his temper, which would be a very bad thing. However, Athena spots something on the horizon. Look, she says, that's Poseidon's stallion, and it's pulling a chariot. As Poseidon grows closer, Athena cannot believe her eyes. Bacchus and Kyrene are riding in the back. She turns to Pan, who is also in shock. What are they doing here? Is this your doing? Pan has to gather himself. No, not at all. Poseidon stops short of Pan, Tyr, and Athena, a mere 100 or so yards away, directly aside the Sphere Eternus. Bacchus and Kyrene exit the chariot. Pan and Athena make double time racing to see them. Poseidon, why would you bring them here? They cannot fight, Athena exclaims. Poseidon looks around, disinterested.
Doesn't look like much fighting is going on.
Purely coincidental. And what are you even doing with them? Poseidon smiles.
They'd like to use the portal.
Kyrene is excited. We're going to save Apollo. Bacchus shakes his head. He is excited as well. So where are you sending them? Athena demands.
Kyrene wants to go to Earth, so that's where they're going. Believe me, I've thought this through, Poseidon replies. However, had they not crashed Olympus, they wouldn't be here now. I say good for them.
Where on earth are you sending them? Poseidon laughs.
I can't tell you that. It would spoil the surprise. But I assure you, it's someplace nice.
Athena is aghast, but Pan is supportive. Find our friend and bring him back unharmed. We'll be guarding the portal to ensure your safe return. Bacchus hugs Pan. The 4 of us shall be reunited at Apollo's VIP table before you know it. Pan tears up and does not even try to hide it. I look forward to it. Poseidon makes a swirling motion with his hand. Bacchus and Kyrene are nervous, but there is no turning back. They begin to fade in and out of view. To Athena and Pan, it looks startlingly similar to Apollo's disappearance. Bacchus and Kyrene are now staring at each other. Kyrene giggles. She's going to save Apollo. Bacchus experiences some trepidation. He hopes this was a good idea. After the 2 have completely vanished, Athena speaks to Poseidon very directly. Poseidon, I am going to ask you this just once. Do you control the portal? Poseidon looks directly into her eyes.
I do not control it, but I do know how to use it. Only Zeus can move it. Ra can move it. More than anything, I would love to move it to Olympus or Valhalla, or any place but here. Somewhere else. Somewhere safe.
Teach me then. Teach me to use the portal.
I'm sorry, but I cannot do that. Zeus trusted me with the knowledge, and I will not let him down, especially in this time of war.
Bacchus and Kyrene materialize on Earth, deep in Napa Valley. They are both amazed by the rows upon rows of grapes of different colors and sizes. Bacchus picks a Chardonnay grape from a nearby vine. He studies it closely before biting into it. It doesn't taste like any white grape he's encountered before. He wonders if he's in Gaul. They are known for their fine wine. Kyrene could not be happier. They've arrived on Earth, one step closer to finding Apollo. She dances among the vines, twirling and pirouetting. She enjoys the feel of the soil on her bare feet. Kyrene spies a ladybug crawling on a leaf. She allows it onto her fingers, and it slowly makes its way up her exposed arm. The red and black insect must have been taking a liking to her, as it disappears beneath her forest green blouse. Bacchus finds this amusing. He has never seen such a creature, but finds it fascinating. Of course, he is also fascinated by what lies beneath the green leaves covering her chest. Perhaps seeing them both together would be a possibility, but probably not. He looks past the giggling Kyrene and spies a tall hill. There. Kyrene looks quizzically at the peak. What about it?
We should climb it. We might have a better chance of seeing Apollo from an elevated height.
Kyrene begins bounding her way towards the knoll. Bacchus, in his toga, cannot keep up. This puts him in a singular advantage. Forest nymphs have never encountered panties. Kyrene reaches the summit about 10 minutes before Bacchus does. Bacchus is perspiring and panting. Somewhere along the hike, he lost a sandal. When he reaches the top, he is exhausted and sits for a spell. Kyrene is not interested in Bacchus having any reprieve. Get up, she insists. Her 4-foot frame does not offer her much of a vista. Bacchus struggles to his feet. Now he sees how enormous this valley is. His expression turns from hopeful to overwhelmed. There look to be hundreds of vineyards and buildings the size of great temples. Apollo could be in any one of them. Kyrene jumps at his side. She tries, despite her small size, to see what Bacchus sees to no avail. Pick me up. Bacchus hunches over, and Kyrene leaps upon his back. There, she climbs on his shoulders and gazes across the wonder that is Napa Valley. Wow, she says. Where could he be? Bacchus isn't sure what to say. He doesn't want to allude to the fact that they may be on a fool's errand, but discovering Apollo's whereabouts in such an imposing amount of acreage bordered on the impossible. Hold still, Kyrene says. She maneuvers her feet onto his shoulders, and soon she stands atop him. She points. There, she says. We're going that way. Bacchus sighs.
Why there?
He points in another direction.
Is it better than this way?
He points in another.
Or perhaps this way would be better.
No. There's movement in that direction. Movement may mean mortals, and if a mortal met a god, it would certainly leave a lasting impression, and Apollo would leave just that.